Let me ask you a question. If you were an actor, which would you prefer, to memorize a script or to perform that script while reading off a teleprompter? If I did a poll, I would guess that the majority of people would prefer a teleprompter. And I'm here to tell you that as a commercial director, I absolutely hate teleprompters. Hey, I'm Sean from Cinematic Learning, and I direct television commercials. But when I'm not doing that, I sit here in my garage in front of this camera and I try and make content that can help novice filmmakers get better at their craft. Before we dig in, let's just define what a teleprompter is for any of those watching who do not know. The teleprompter is a display that an on-camera talent can read from. The teleprompter can sit on front of the camera or it can be set on a stand off camera. And in television and commercials, the prompter is connected to a computer and a prompter operator is scrolling the text to the pace of the person reading. In this video, I'm going to give you some insight into this educational series I directed for a health brand. So these are not actually commercials. They are 4 to 5 minute infomercial videos that we had to shoot in both English and Spanish. We were in a studio in New Jersey for 3 days and we had a lot of content to film. So naturally, our 2 bilingual actors would be reading off a teleprompter because it's way too much to memorize. Now, if we didn't have a teleprompter, God only knows how long this would have taken. So in this case, the teleprompter, like it or not, is a necessary evil. So why do I deeply dislike teleprompters? At a glance, they seem pretty handy to have, especially in this situation. But there are a bunch of issues with teleprompters that you need to be aware of if you're going to be a director. First, you don't want your talent to be close to a teleprompter because when the prompter and the camera are close, you can see the actor's eyeballs scanning back and forth as they read. Their head won't be moving like that, but their eyes will. Now that looks really unprofessional and it can be very distracting for a viewer. So typically you need to put the prompter a little bit further away and that can be troublesome for some actors who have vision problems. The second issue, the one that really bothers me the most, is that the prompter can really affect performance because sometimes actors just sound like they're reading because they are. And that's the most difficult thing to deal with as a director. When you need a good performance from your actor, when you need them to sound natural, but they just sound like they're reading. Now, the easiest way to get around this is to make sure your actors have seen the script beforehand. They need to put in some work and read through the scripts, familiarize themselves with the script so they can inflect the correct way and make their read sound more natural. The problem is, sometimes, when an actor knows they're going to be on teleprompter, they don't bother to do that step. They just think, oh, I'm on prompter tomorrow. All I have to do is read. This is going to be easy. We shot 7 paralegal videos. Each was 8 to 10 minutes long with an actress who didn't read through the scripts beforehand. And it was her first time reading off a prompter. And it was a miserable, miserable experience. There was a lot of legal jargon that she didn't know how to pronounce. And she kept making mistakes. And we had to keep going back and doing parts over again and again. And the actress started to get nervous because it was pretty obvious that the producers were getting really annoyed. And I was getting really annoyed, and basically everyone there was getting annoyed. A lot of that could have been avoided if she had read the scripts beforehand and come to set with a list of words that she needed help pronouncing, and just had some general familiarity with the scripts. The problem that I had to contend with on this health shoot was that the male actor was very strong on the teleprompter in English, but he struggled in the Spanish language spots, and he sounded like he was reading. And the exact opposite was true of our actress. Her Spanish language spots were very strong, but her English spots sounded like she was reading. So even though at face value it seems like the teleprompter can save you a lot of time, and you know, it definitely does in certain situations, it can also hinder you when you have actors that either don't do their homework, they have vision problems, they don't have a lot of experience reading from a prompter, or they just don't feel comfortable reading from a prompter. So if you have a shoot where you are directing actors on a prompter in the near future, keep those things in mind and try to get ahead of those problems if you can. If you like this video, I know it's a short one, give it a thumbs up, share it, don't forget to subscribe, and head over to cinematiclearning.com to check out some of my filmmaking courses if you want to work your way up to becoming a professional. They are all inexpensive courses. There's even a full course that is 100% free. So check it out, and thanks for watching.